In this video, I'm going to teach you on how to apply loads to the frame elements. Actually, there are different ways of doing that. One way is to select the elements that will receive the load and then right mouse click, apply element distributed load, and then declare the loads in these input boxes. One thing you will notice is that there is a local and global load type. In global, the load direction follows the X, Y, and Z coordinates of the global coordinate system. And if it's a local load, the direction of the load follows the axis of the section of the element. So if you have an element section, you have there a major axis, a minor axis, and a longitudinal axis, which are independent of the global coordinates. So for this example, I'm going to choose the global load type and declare the loads in the y-axis direction. It's a downward load, so it's negative, and in y-axis load element load distributed, there are two nodes that you have to consider. One is a node 1 and the other one is a node 2. Node 1 is the left end or one of the end of the element, and node 2 is the opposite end of the element. So if you have a uniformly distributed load, then the node 1 and the node 2 must have the same load magnitude. Okay, so say for example, if the load is 50 kilonewton meter equally distributed, so I have here minus 50 and minus 50 for node 1 and 2. Now I have the option of applying these loads to multiple load cases simultaneously by clicking this button, multiple load cases. If I click this button, and then I have the option of choosing which load case will receive the load. Say for example, I will apply the load to load case 1 and 3. Click OK, and then apply, exit. So we have now the loads to these two elements. Now if I go to load case 2, then the same thing happened because I applied the load to load cases 1 and 3. But if I go to load case 2, the load's not there because I didn't apply that load in load case 2. So that's the way you apply the load. Another way is by clicking this button. You can also apply the element distributed load. You click this button and then select the members that will receive the load and then declare the loads. Now this time I will apply a trapezoidal load, say for example minus 50 and minus 25 at the other end, and then I will only apply to the current load case where I am at, which is the load case 1. I will apply the load by clicking this apply button and exit, and you will see that the load has been applied to the two elements that I selected. If I go to another load case, which is the load case 3, you can see that the load was not there. It's not there because I only applied it to one load case. Okay, and then one thing you need to learn is how to change the load scaling of the graphics. Now, if you want to change the load scale, then go to this button, change load graphic scale, click that, and then and place the mouse cursor on top of the negative button, and the scale of the load graphics will slowly change. Okay, if you place the mouse cursor on the positive button, the scale will increase. Okay, so you can do that. You don't have to click the button, just place the mouse cursor above this button. Okay, on top of this button. Click exit, and then you have now the load.